Hello and thank you for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here's a look at some of the top stories we're following today. First, House Republicans head to the southern border following record levels of crossing. Now, look at how it's impacting cities and where negotiations in Congress stand. Plus, with the announcement of a new program, Governor Sarah Sanders says qualified children will receive food benefits during the summer. And COVID making a comeback. A look at which other respiratory illnesses are on the rise and why health officials are keeping a close eye on hospitals after the holidays. Much more to cover this afternoon, but first a look at weather. Meteorologist Nathan Scott is in the building. And Nathan, there's a chill to the air, but the sun is helping out a bit, right?
Good afternoon, Jurnee. I had not seen you since last year. How you been?
I've been doing good.
And then you're wearing pink. I'm like, why are you wearing pink? And then I'm like, oh, it's Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
It's my Monday, though. All right, we're talking about some changes out there this afternoon after a cloudy start to the day. Yeah, some breaks of sun are happening. That's helped the numbers warm up into the mid-40s. 48 right now in Clinton, 43 in Arkadelphia. It's 48 in Monticello. We're still seeing lots of clouds. We had a little bit of rain out there for South Arkansas this morning. A lot of this not reaching the ground at this time. That continues to be the case. And the rain shield, it's moving into Mississippi. So through the rest of the day, you'll see more sunshine out there and temperatures will be warmer than what we saw yesterday. Yesterday, we only climbed up into the mid-40s. Highs today predominantly will be into the low to mid-50s. But we are going into an active weather pattern, ladies and gentlemen. Look at your rain chances for the next 7 days. They shoot up on Friday and then go back down Saturday. And then another storm system moves in here Monday and moves out on Tuesday. Both of these systems may produce some winter weather for parts of Arkansas. I'll have more on that potential coming up.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Well, new at noon, we're following a developing story. The Stone County Sheriff's Office released the name of the deputy killed last night after being shot in the line of duty. Deputy Justin Smith was killed while attempting to serve a warrant. The Sheriff's Office is planning to hold a press conference today to give more details. Now, we also know that a suspect is in custody. We will continue to keep you updated as more information becomes available. In another THV 11 update, state police now identifying the man involved in a high-speed chase that ended in a deadly standoff. 35-year-old Aaron T. Watson of Hot Springs was shot and killed by police on Monday after leading them from Benton to Little Rock. Troopers say they ended the chase using a pit maneuver not far from the University Avenue exit on I-30. After the crash, ASP says the driver shot at police, leading them to fire their weapons, hitting and killing him. Police are now investigating the incident and will hand over their findings to a prosecuting attorney who will determine whether the use of deadly force was justified. And the U.S. Marshals are asking for your help finding a dangerous man wanted in Sherwood, Little Rock, and Jacksonville. Police are looking for this man, Darrell LaWayne Esau. He's wanted for aggravated robbery, among other charges. U.S. Marshals say Esau is suspected of being involved in shootings in both Sherwood and Little Rock, along with warrants out of Jacksonville. He could look slightly different from this picture, though, being a couple of years older. But if you see him, call police. Officials tell us he should be considered armed and dangerous. House Speaker Mike Johnson and around 50 other Republican lawmakers are visiting America's southern border today to highlight the U.S. migrant crisis. Crossings have now doubled after reaching an all-time monthly high in December. Natalie Brand reports.
CBS News obtained exclusive access to a border facility in Eagle Pass, Texas, one of the busiest entry points in the country. It's set to reopen Thursday after being shut down for the past 2.5 weeks because officials say they did not have the manpower or resources to process the sheer number of asylum seekers who crossed the border in December.
The border is an absolute catastrophe, and this is because of the policies of this White House and this administration.
House Speaker Mike Johnson, who has long criticized the Biden administration's handling of the border crisis, is leading a large group of Republican lawmakers to Eagle Pass today. The Biden administration slammed the group, accusing them of hamstringing border security in the name of extreme partisan demands.
We have a broken immigration system that is the one single fact about which everyone agrees.
CBS News has learned the White House is open to major policy changes on asylum law in exchange for aid for Ukraine. Over the holiday break, negotiations have continued among a bipartisan group of senators trying to reach a deal on immigration.
This is very hard. We've put some really serious proposals on the table.
Meantime, major cities across the U.S. struggle with the massive influx of migrants. In downtown Denver, tents line the streets. This man says he's waiting to be taken to a shelter. Local officials say the goal is to get migrants housing, but their resources are being strained. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
And major new developments in the Middle East. A senior Hamas commander has been killed in an explosion in Beirut. 7 Hamas militants were also killed in last night's explosion. Now, new concerns grow that the conflict between Israel and Hamas may be expanding. Israel isn't commenting on the attack, but Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah vowed revenge on Israel. Israel is fighting on multiple fronts, from Lebanon to Yemen, where Iranian-backed Houthi rebels fired missiles and drones toward Israel, attacking commercial ships around its waters, threatening to disrupt the world's economy and send oil prices soaring. The Houthis say they'll stop their attacks if Israel stops its war with Hamas. Well, the legal fight between the State Board of Corrections and Governor Sarah Sanders will resume tomorrow. The conflict is over who gets the final say on adding prison beds. Members of the board are expected to testify. However, it's not likely to include its newest member appointed by the governor, Brandon Tollett. Sanders picked him to replace Whitney Gass when her term expired at the end of the year. Meanwhile, the governor is taking on a new military policy on abortions. Sanders says it's the reason Colonel Dylan Patterson of the 188th Wing resigned last month. In a letter to President Biden and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, the governor says it stems from rules that, quote, forced him to choose between his command or adhering to his religious beliefs against abortions. The rule reimburses funds for travel, meals, and lodging for people who go out of state for the procedure. If they live somewhere it's illegal. The governor calling on the Biden administration to rescind the reimbursement policy. And more news on Governor Sanders. She's kicking off her second full year in office by announcing a new summer EBT feeding assistance program. It offers $120 worth of food benefits to eligible children during the summer months. If a child qualifies for the National School Lunch Program during the school year, a family can get the benefits for each school-aged child when they are out of school. The money comes on preloaded EBT cards, similar to how SNAP funds are delivered. The federal government pays for the program, and the state is splitting the cost to administer it. And some good news for Arkansas drivers. A $55 million project is underway aimed at preventing head-on collisions. A new wrong-way detection system will deter drivers from turning the wrong way onto exit ramps. New signs operating with lights and cameras will alert the driver going the wrong way in hopes they'll turn around. But if drivers fail to turn around and continue going the wrong way onto the interstate, state police will work to find that driver, and those traveling nearby will also see alerts on interstate message boards to keep an eye out as well.
Once the camera goes off and the person's alerted, many times they will self-correct. You see them in a video, they'll turn around and whatever, but sometimes they don't, and so one time could be too many.
Parker says crews will install 10 of the systems at a time and expect to have all 161 completed by August 2025. You'll find them along I-40 from Little Rock headed east to Memphis. Well, it's an American classic, the Soda Shop. Coming up, a look at the history of these iconic businesses and where you can still find them serving up delicious treats today.
We saw some clouds out there from RW 11 lingering across parts of central Arkansas, especially down to the south. Expect more sunshine this afternoon. Get outside and enjoy it because changes are on the way to close out the work week on Friday. We've got a storm system that may bring some snowflakes once again to parts of Arkansas. I'll have more on those details next.